Hello and welcome into another episode of the Bettor Half Hour. I'm your host, Alex Monaco. It's Championship Tuesday. I'm fresh out of Keens with a porterhouse for 2 for 1. You know what I'm saying? We caught a W last night. Check it out. And it's Championship Monday, baby. This North Carolina team has been 2-money against the spread as a Ric Flair in honor of WrestleMania. 5-0 straight covering in the tourney and 5-0 against the spread as an underdog.
Razzle-dazzle, igniting the crowd.
They hold teams, including Duke, Baylor, and UCLA, to 25% from the perimeter. I'm liking the number here. I'm taking North Carolina +4.
Emphatic, intoxicating.
That's how you catch a W. Shout out to my guy, Gene. Killing it in the editing room. All right, we're looking at some trends for tonight. Huge matchups, big implications, particularly in the East. But we're starting out with the red-hot Grizzlies and the Jazz. Now, Memphis has locked up the 2 seed. The number is -6 for good reason. There's no Jaren Jackson tonight, no Ja, no Steven Adams, potentially no Desmond Bane as well. So it could be a trap bet. Even though Memphis has won 7 straight games, they're 4-0 in their last covering against teams with winning straight-up records and 5-1 covering in their last 6 following a straight-up win. They're cooking. Grizzlies, though, are 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 on the road, but you can't say many positive things right now about the Jazz. The juju is off. They have failed to cover the spread in their last 7 games. 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 as a favorite as they are tonight. But I will mention there could be some value at 226.5 on the over. The over is 14-3 in the last 17 meetings between these two, and Utah 11-1 in the last 12. This is the 3rd matchup between these two. Grizzlies won the first 2. Both went over, though, so think about flirting with 226.5. Might not be a lot of defense. As we move it on over, huge matchup in the East. Now, there is some line movement here because Zach LaVine is ruled out. We are now seeing -4 to -6. The Bucks in 3rd, the Bulls in 5th. We know the Bucks have dominated Chicago. I'm talking 15 W's in 16 attempts, people. And the Bucks are very good off a loss, coming off an L against the Mavericks. They're 18-11 on the season, above 500 against the spread after an L. And on Tuesdays, they're remarkable. 10-1 covering in their last 11. They're also 5-1 against the spread, following an against the spread loss the previous game, which they did. And they're 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 as a road favorite. So they're starting to pick up steam. You look at what the Bulls have done. They've given up over 124 points or more in 6 of the last 10, not playing defense. Now, they are the #1 cover at home in the association. I will say 12-5 against the spread their last 17, but with no LaVine tonight, value's got to be on the Bucks. I'm talking about them more later in the show. Let's keep it moving as we dance on over. How about the LA Lakers? You got more going on with the HBO series than you do in the real version. You hate to see it. Slim, tiny, Dumb and Dumber, you're telling me there's a chance to get in. They have to win their final 4. Spurs have to lose their last 3, or win 3 and Spurs lose 4, and they're going against the best in the business tonight. Now, the Suns do have the 1 seed locked up, so they will be on a little rest, of course, but this Lakers team, they've lost 14 games in a row on the road against the West. They are going against a Suns team 7-3 against the spread in their last 10, and the Suns have covered in their last 6 against the Lakers. All that hurts. And the LA Lakers, 3-8 against the spread in their last 11 on the road, 1-4 covering in their last 5. Life on the line. LeBron is out. 13-point spread. This is going to be a rough one. Now, it is double-digit, but there's not much you can say as the Lakers are 0-4-1 in their last 5, following double-digit losses at home. No trends I can tell you that favor LA, except for that they got double-digit. And last but not least, we got another big matchup in the East. The Charlotte Hornets taking on the Miami Heat, top of the East, by 2 games, which is huge here. Hornets currently in 9th, which is big because they're 1 game out of 8th place. That's the difference between 1 game and 2 game in the playoff tournament implications. The Heat dominated Charlotte in their last 4. That's 4 straight wins against them. And the Hornets are 0-3-1 against them on the spread in the last 4. Now, the Heat 4-0 in their last 4 covering, definitely getting back to form. They've been a top 5 cover in the NBA a lot of the season, but they haven't covered at home lately. 1-6 against the spread in their last 7. Hornets, nice number here, 6-1-1 against the spread on the road versus teams with a winning home record of 600% or more. So a little bit of trends there, and the Hornets have covered 5 of their last 6 on the road and 4-1 covering against the spread after a straight-up loss. So a little bit of trends here with a 5-point spread leaning towards the Hornets, who may need it more tonight than the Heat. We're just getting started here on the Bettor Half Hour. Coming up next, my guy Julian Edlow in the building. We're talking NBA here on the Bettor Half Hour.